Morning, everybody. It's time for my 2 cents. It's a cloudy and sprinkly morning. I like that kind of weather, though. It doesn't bother me any. I don't mind it. So, over the past few days, couple weeks, whatever, I keep seeing more and more and more stories of the left eating their own. It's hilarious. And it always reminds me of that scene in the Dark Knight movie where Heath Ledger's Joker is talking to Batman in the interrogation room. How when all the chips are down and everything's going to hell, these so-called good people will eat each other. Or words to that effect. It's very true, so it would seem. Specifically, I'm talking about something I saw last night, which is just silly in the first place. So, Deborah Messing, she's an actress. I guess what, she was on Will and Grace, right? She posted a picture of a bunch of, you guessed it, vagina-shaped cupcakes. Because why not? Hey, in her defense, it was for National or International Women's Day the other day. So, whatever. It was clever. She didn't do them. She just found a picture of them. And she posted this big long tweet about how, it's, everybody's different and we all look different and it's not about color or shape of your lady bits or whatever, And oh my God, the left, specifically the trans left, lost their proverbial crap and harassed her and, beat her down. And then she had to publish this big long apology to all the trans ladies out there. For all the women that don't have a vagina, I'm so sorry to have excluded you. Or words to that effect. Well, there's a problem with that. Trans ladies don't have a vagina unless they have gone through the surgeries to give them one. How stupid do we have to be? Seriously, how stupid do we have to be to think that some dude out there waggling his, tackle around can be a lady? Right? I mean, come on. Genitalia doesn't determine sex or gender. Yeah, it does! Yes, it does. You know how I know that? Because I have a brain in my head that works. Most of the time, anyway. And, it's just, it's one thing after another, after another, after another. Very strong supporters of gay athletics. Martina Navratilova, right? Famous tennis player. She is definitely a same-sex advocate. And she came out and said, hey, I don't think it's right for transgender ladies to be competing against real ladies in athletics. There's a natural, inherent, biological, physical advantage. It's true. It's true. 99% of the time, a guy playing tennis against a woman is going to beat the snot out of him. Some of it's to technique, but guess what? A lot of it is to strength and power and physical prowess. Period. Track. We all know about what happened with the track stars, right? 2 trans lady women beat the ever-loving hell out of a bunch of regular girls. And then, of course, I loved hearing this story. There was a rapper in Great Britain to make a joke and prove a point. He identified as a lady for a day. Broke, I don't know how many women's weightlifting records. And then went back to being a guy. I wonder when anybody is going to really, really, really realize that these people, specifically the athletic community, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, I believe, and of course is my uneducated opinion, which is fine because it's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to. It's my opinion. I don't have to ask your permission to voice my opinion. But my opinion is that a lot of these people out there, these trans ladies, are going you know, 7th, 8th place, whatever, 100th in the world in their sport, whatever the case may be. And they're going to the other side, so to speak, so they can actually win something. So they're not, getting, pushed down the bench. Oh, you go from 50th in the state to 1st in the state. All because you say, I'm a lady now. You're not. You're not a lady. Unless you've gone through the entire process. The entire process. That means hormone therapy, surgeries to take stuff off and put stuff on, and whatever else you want to say about it. Until you've gone through the whole process, you are not a lady. And I just love the fact that the left is just clamoring to beat each other down because you're not woke enough. Like Alyssa Milano, she is, whatever, that's a whole nother video for me. But yeah, that whole intersectionality, who's the biggest victim in the room? I find interesting. I've been doing some looking at that. Anyway, there's my morning rant over ladyboys in sports and other stuff. And I just, like I said, if you forgot what the Joker said, go back and watch the Dark Knight scene where he's in the interrogation room with Batman. And he talks about, all the good people eating themselves. It'll kind of ring true if you watch what's going on. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I hope you guys have a great one. Take care.